Welcome to this edition of Chelmsford High School's Lion's Pride. I'm Steve Murray, principal of Chelmsford High School. Each month we celebrate 2 seniors from each house. We recognize these students for their academic success as well as their countless activities and programs that these students participate in that make Chelmsford High School one of the best high schools in the state. This recognition and show would not be possible without the generosity and support of the Chelmsford Rotary Club. They have sponsored this program for over 30 years. So without further ado, let's meet our deans and our students of the month.
And now I turn over to Dean MacIsaac, Dean of Whittier House, to introduce Whittier's Students of the Month.
Thank you, Principal Murray. Our first student of the month for October is Saja Khalifeh. Saja is currently enrolled in AP Literature, AP Research, AP Calc AB, Honors Orchestra, Anatomy and Physiology Honors, AP Spanish. She was the recipient of the Junior Book Award from St. Lawrence University, the last lecture. She's a member of the National Honor Society, the National English Honor Society, the National Science Honor Society, and the Spanish National Honor Society. She's a member of the Tri-M Music Honor Society as well, all the honor societies. Inside the walls of CHS, she's been a member of Student Council, Class Reps, Interact Club, the Middle Eastern Student Association, the Tri-M Music Honor Society, and the CHS Mentor Program. As a leader in CHS, she is the violin section leader for the orchestra. She is the ambassador and board member for the Middle Eastern Student Association. She's the vice president of the CHS Mentor Program and a board member for the Cultural Club here at the high school. Outside of CHS, she's done a lot of work at Leahy Hospital, doing some medical research around breast cancer. She also enjoys reading, soccer, and baking. After CHS, her plans are hopefully to pursue a medical path and continue to be involved in research. Welcome.
Thank you.
Saja, you're involved in so many things at the high school, clubs, activities, things like that. What are some of the highlights that you've participated in here at the high school, whether it's this year, years past, freshman year, any of them?
Yeah, I think the main highlight for me was starting the Middle Eastern Student Association with my plus block teacher, Ms. Abelsad, and a few other of my classmates. It was a great club because I feel like especially in the U.S., there's not much we can do to unite ourselves within our cultures, and especially since the Middle Eastern Student Association hadn't been founded before. So I feel within the Middle East, it's there's so many different cultures or religious influences there. So I feel it was great to bond together and celebrate the differences, but also the similarities within us.
What days do you meet? We're doing a quick plug for the club. What days do you meet?
We meet on most Mondays, but it fluctuates. But if you want, you can see Miss Abelsad in room 235.
And what's the membership like? How many students are in there? At least last year, I know we're just getting started.
We have around 15 students, I would say. Yeah, so it's not that small.
Represent many different cultures, like you were saying, or more stuff? Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. You're clearly a leader amongst your peers, whether it's violin section leader, a board member for the Mentor Program. Kind of how is your leadership formed, and what is your leadership style? Because you're someone who's very reserved, very quiet, but obviously very diligent, and has a lot of perseverance with different things.
Yeah.
How has that developed over the past 4 years?
Yeah, so I would say my style with leadership is more a communication based. I love communicating with people, and especially with my roles as the vice president in the mentor board and also ambassador for the Middle Eastern Student Association. I feel I'm just able to connect with different people and try to come up with new ideas to foster our cultures or our abilities within the school.
Good, that's awesome. Tell us a bit about your experience at Leahy Hospital and kind of your vision, in your life after CHS, working in the medical field, and hopefully some research stuff.
Yeah, so I did this program in the summer before junior year, and I was very happy to do this research. I looked at breast cancer cells, and we tried to correlate, see if we could correlate aggressiveness with finding a biomarker for breast cancer, because it can be really difficult to identify that someone has breast cancer. So it was just a really great experience, and I got a lot of hands-on lab experience, and I was just really grateful to have the opportunity, because it's something I think I should pursue in the future, something research medically related.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Saja, let's say our time here is up for 5 minutes. So, yeah, I want to say on behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary Club, which sponsors the program, and the Chelmsford High Administration, congratulations on being one of Whittier's Students of the Month. Wish you the best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Congrats.
I'd like to turn it back to Dean MacIsaac to introduce Whittier's second student of the month.
Thank you, Principal Murray. Our second student of the month is Rach Moore. Rachel is currently involved in AP Literature, AP Research, AP Environmental Science, AP Spanish, Pre-Calculus, Sociology, and Nutrition. Rachel is a member of the National Honor Society, the National English Honor Society, the National Spanish Honor Society, the National Science Honor Society. She's earned high honor roll here at CHS. She's a member of the Dean Council, and she earned a Certificate of Achievement in Art Awards. Rachel's involved in many things at the high school, class reps, the Give Club, the Poetry Club, like I mentioned before, Dean Council, which is a select group of students that have input on shaping the school into being better and better every year for students. Outside of school, she does a lot of community service with her local church. She's also done a lot of work with the Give Club outside of CHS, donating her time in serving the community. For employment, she's worked at Soul Kitchen and TJ Maxx, which my wife has probably seen her at both places frequently, or recently, I should say. And I know we had another student who's looking for a discount recently. I forget which student that was, but it was pretty funny. Next year, she's hoping to major in English and Communications to pursue a career path within the involvement of English. Welcome, Rach.
Thank you.
Your time at CHS, clubs and activities kind of shape a lot of the things that we do after school. Kind of walk us through what you've done here and like your biggest highlight or most excitement that's brought to you here.
Yeah, so for clubs and activities, I run cross country in the fall and I do spring track in the spring for the girls distance team. I'm also a part of Poetry Club, Give Club, and class reps, which have all been amazing experiences. I've met a lot of great people through those clubs and sports. I'd say a big highlight for me has actually been Poetry Club. It's definitely a small group of us, but I've loved writing poetry throughout my whole life. And it's been a really amazing outlet for me to just express my emotions at the end of the day. I think a lot of people find that they can channel their emotions through athletics, and I certainly can as well, but I feel like it's a really cool art form for me to just, I don't know, express the stress or excitement or anything that's gone throughout the day and then see that product at the end.
Poetry Club, Ms. Parada,
Yeah.
what's the plan this year for days and times? Is there anything set yet?
Yeah, so Tuesdays, I believe that's when we're going to have our meetings. We haven't really discussed it quite yet, but Tuesdays after school.
Okay. Well, let us know if you need any assistance.
Yeah.
Community service. You've done a ton of work with your local church.
Yeah.
Is faith a big part of your life? And then obviously getting involved, giving back to the community. Walk us through that and your family.
Yeah, so about 5 years ago, actually, I started getting involved in my church community. I'm an acolyte, so I'm an altar server to my priest on Sunday services, and I'm also a church school teacher to kids kindergarten through 2nd grade. I got involved in that a little while ago. I started becoming an assistant teacher with my sister, who did it as well, and then COVID hit, so I had to kind of switch my teaching style from something that was more structured in classroom to improvisational, which was on Zoom, and now we're thankfully back in the classroom, and it's a really amazing experience. I don't know. I never thought I'd be someone that would enjoy teaching, but it's really cool to just help kids develop a similar relationship with God that I have developed over my life.
I hear English. I hear teaching. Yeah. Substitute teaching. We talked about Saja. English, passion of yours. Like, kind of, how did that start, and like, where do you hope to go with it?
Yeah, I've always grown up reading, writing, creating art. It's been something that's just been an amazing outlet for me. English has definitely been my favorite class growing up, and then in the high school I really got the opportunity to explore different types of English that I wasn't traditionally used to. Like, I've always grown up doing literature classes, but throughout high school I've done stuff like AP Seminar and AP Research, which are more focused on choosing your topics, creating presentations, and writing research papers, and that's been a really amazing opportunity to explore different areas of English that I'm passionate about. So I actually did a research paper on dieting products and how they capitalize on the appearance insecurities of women, and I feel like that was a really awesome paper that I did. It was really meaningful to me, and I enjoyed that a lot.
What class was that?
That was for AP Seminar.
Wow. Well, Rachel, believe it or not, our time here is up. So on behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary Club, which sponsors the program, and the Chelmsford High Administration, congratulations on being one of Whittier House's Students of the Month this year.
Thank you.
We're proud of you.
Congrats.
Thanks.
Now I'll turn it over to Dean MacNeil from Emerson House to introduce Emerson Students of the Month.
Our first student of the month for October is Ayushi Tripathi. Ayushi, we are so proud to have you here. You have done so many amazing things, and the one thing I really wanted to ask you about is your big passion, and that's dance. So can you tell me how you got into dance and what that's evolved with kind of your future moving forward?
So basically dance, I've always had a passion of dance since I was young. I remember when my parents would sit down and watch movies Friday nights, Saturday nights. So many songs used to play, and I don't know, it just kind of went inside my head and just led me into dancing. And then I started dancing when I was about 6 or 7 years old, and I've been dancing since 1st grade now, so it's been almost 11 years. And it really just became one of my passions, something I do when I'm bored, something I do when I'm stressed, something that I do to just calm me down. Dancing to one of my favorite songs, one of my favorite dance routines. And that also inspired me to start my own dance classes over the summer. I've been doing that for the past 3 summers. Unfortunately, due to other stuff in college and stuff, I couldn't this summer, but I do plan on being part of dance team in college and then hopefully having a future in dance.
That's great. I noticed that you're, I think, the secretary of the door painting initiative.
Yeah.
That has done, I believe, so much for the school. Would you be able to explain to our audience what that is and what made you get involved?
So basically, door painting is a way that I think started a couple years ago as a way to express teachers' interest through painting their doors, something to make school a bit more colorful, artsy. And I've always had a passion, apart from dance, I always loved drawing. I always loved coloring, painting. So I know when my friends started it, that also led me into joining the club. And I really like it because during school, when you're just so stressed about stuff or just overall schoolwork, then during Pride, it's just a good way to take a break from that schoolwork to draw, do something.
It's amazing. I think it makes the hallways pop, and it's the
I
work
really love it.
is A+.
Which one have you worked on?
I worked on Miss Parato's door, which was Amanda Gorman.
Yeah,
That's right.
Very cool. So not only the dancing, the painting, but you have a serious side to you, and you're the founder and president of Saja. Can you tell us about that and what led you to start that?
So I grew up in an extended family. So as I grew up, I was always exposed, and I saw my family, friends, cousins, aunts celebrating so many different Indian traditions and festivals, which really inspired me. It just grew a part of me. Apart from that, I am also involved with with volunteering services regarding South Asian organizations, and all that basically inspired me to bring this part of me to the school community and meet up with a couple of friends and start this club. My goal for this club is not only to celebrate South Asian festivals and other holidays together, but also create a safe and comfortable environment for other South Asians so they feel comfortable with expressing who they are, their identity, their background.
That's phenomenal. What are your plans next year, do you think?
Next year, I plan on majoring in finance or entrepreneurship. I feel like that has always been a passion for me for starting my own business in the future. No idea what that might be, but we're working on it.
That's great. Well, on behalf of the two of us, on behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary Club, which sponsors the program, congratulations on being one of Emerson House's Student of the Month.
Thank you so much.
Wish you best of luck.
Thank you.
And now I turn it back to Dean MacNeil to introduce the other Student of the Month from Emerson.
Our second Student of the Month for October is Sara DeHaan. Sara, congratulations.
Thank you.
We're super excited to have you. Just going through kind of your resume, you've done so much here at CHS with the door painting, the mentor program, Give, Lime, everything. Out of all of these extracurricular things that you do here, what has brought you the most joy?
For me, I would say definitely the whole volunteering aspect. That's really one of my deepest values. So I think for me, really, Interact Club and Give Club have been such, they've really just helped me grow throughout this time just because I love spending my time serving others and, yeah.
Oh. Looking back at your years here, is there any adult outside of school or inside of school that you said really helped me be the person I am today and find my level of success?
For me, that would be, I have two. I have Miss Smith and Miss Cavarud are both really influential to me. I started freshman year not really being able to talk at all in front of people. And, you know, I joined both the advisors of Give and Interact Club, and so really they helped me grow, helped me communicate, and just they really pushed me to get into leadership positions. So really without them, I don't know where I would be in high school.
Great people.
Yeah.
Based on all that, what advice would you give, say, freshman students just getting here to CHS? Out of all the stuff you've done, what advice would you give to a freshman?
Okay, I know it's cliche, but I would really say get involved. Like, I only joined 2 clubs as a freshman, which was okay with how I was. You know, I was very not social, so it was okay with me, but really these clubs helped me grow so many skills. Like, even just being able to talk here in front of you, like, I wouldn't have been able to do that. And really, clubs have really been able to help me learn all these skills and be able to serve others, so, yeah.
That's great. What are your plans for next year?
For next year, I know I want to go into something STEM related. Right now I'm looking into environmental science for a major because one of my ultimate goals is really to help combat climate change. That's really one of the things I'm passionate about. I don't know completely what that will entail, but I know that I love chemistry, I love physics, so I want to go somewhere in that STEM route and then climate change will also just help me, you know, I'll be able to help others at the same time while also following my STEM passion, so
Great.
yeah.
That's awesome. So based on that, I know you've done some independent research with whatever time you have left, right? You've done, what is something that you like to research or kind of dig deeper into when you're not playing the piano and giving back? And
I mean, honestly, a lot of my kind of research and all that stems back to STEM, because I love looking into even, you know, the rover landing on Mars and just all that different science aspects. I love space. I love looking into, you know, even just discovering new planets, looking at the chemistry of the planets and how that relates back to Earth. I love looking into all that kind of STEM and science. Yeah.
As Dean MacNeil said, you're involved in so many things. When you go to college next year, what is something you're going to do beyond your studies that's going to recharge you and keep you interested and keep you active?
Well, I'm definitely joining the volunteer clubs they have at college. That's something that's just so important to me that I know I'm going to keep doing. And then I'm really not quite sure what else I want to do yet, because I have no idea where I'm going to go for college. I don't know where it's going to take me, so I'm just kind of going to go in, find out what clubs are offered, and just go with the flow.
That's great.
Yeah.
oh, so do you think you're staying local? What do you think? What are you thinking?
I don't quite know yet. I have
good.
a couple colleges on my list. You know, I have University of Washington, which is all the way in Washington State,
Wow.
but I also have a couple local colleges. I have a couple in Indiana, Ohio. So really, I'm spread out through the country. I have no idea where I'll end up.
That's awesome.
But yeah.
Well, our time is up. We wish you the best of luck with your choices.
Thank you.
And on behalf of the Rotary Club and the Chelmsford High Administration, congratulations on being one of Emerson House's Students of the Month. Really proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
And now I'd like to introduce Dean Mitza from Hawthorne House to introduce her Students of the Month.
Hi, so for Student of the Month for October, we have Amelia Normington. Welcome, Amelia.
Thank you.
Amelia has been involved in many things here at Chelmsford High School, academics, clubs and activities, and along with being a really great leader in the school that I'll touch upon in my introduction. So Amelia has taken many rigorous classes here at CHS, including this year, of course. As of now, she is enrolled in AP Statistics, AP Literature and Composition, AP Psychology, AP Research, Angels, Demons, Heaven and Hell, and ASL Honors 2. All of this hard work has recently resulted in an induction to the National Honor Society, so congratulations, Amelia. Amelia is involved in many other things aside from just classwork. She is a mentor for students. She's been doing this since last year as a junior and then again this year as a senior. She's a member of the ASL Club, Lime and Melting Pot Clubs, which both focus on fundraising and promoting inclusivity in the school. The Theater Guild for all 4 years. And I think one of the most remarkable things that she's involved in is right here at CHSTv. So, Amelia, why don't you tell us a little bit about your role here in the CHSTv studio? I know you are a co-producer and also on the mentor board.
Yeah, the mentor board is for the mentorship program for freshmen. As co-producer, I do a lot. We have 4 different departments in TV that work on our different areas of content. We have live events, sports, news, etc. I oversee live events and sports specifically. I work with those producers who are on the board, make sure all their visions and goals are good, making sure our timelines are sound. It's a lot of leadership kind of training, making sure everyone is happy working with each other, that sort of thing. I really enjoyed it. I started it last year in my junior year, which was really fun and exciting. I'm happy to be doing it again this year.
Excellent. And do you plan to pursue this this topic in college next
definitely.
year? What are your plans for the future?
Yeah. Well, I'm looking to major in business, and I specifically want to work in a creative field. Telemedia would be fabulous. I want to do pretty much what I am doing here, which is working with teams, making sure that their creative vision can be executed, and making sure everyone has the tools they need to have success.
Okay, great. And it's probably really hard to believe that you're actually graduating.
Yeah.
Right? After all this time in school, right?
Yeah.
What would you give as advice to the incoming freshmen this year as they're starting their journey through CHS?
Oh God, they'll hear it a million times their freshman year, and I've said it a million times as president of the mentorship program, but always get involved. I was lucky enough my freshman year to get involved in TV and the Theater Guild, and that really opened so many doors for me. I made all these amazing connections that I still have today, and it just, I don't know, it makes high school a happier place to be, and it's a great experience, so yeah.
We've had many great experiences. Unfortunately, our time is up.
Yeah.
So on behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary Club and the Chelmsford High Administration, congratulations on being one of Hawthorne Students of the Month this month.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck this year.
Thanks.
Now I'd like to turn it back to Dean Mitza to introduce the second Student of the Month from Hawthorne.
Thank you, Principal Murray. So here we have with us Ashrit, Anala. Congratulations, Ashrit. Student of the Month for October. Ashrit has contributed in many ways to Chelmsford High School in various capacities through his 4 years here. To start, he's taken many challenging courses, and that is including this year as a senior. He's in AP Calculus, AP Psychology, AP Physics, AP Environmental Science, AP English Literature and Composition, Honors Computer, Integrated Manufacturing, and Biotechnology 1. That took a lot for me to say. I can only imagine how much work you have in all those classes. He is also a part of the National Honor Society, the National English Honor Society, and the French National Honor Society. He has received different recognitions and awards, including the Science Olympiad State's Top 5 placement, and he was also named an AP Scholar. Mr. Quartermarsh is a teacher who Ashrit has connected well with over the years, and Mr. Quartermarsh said something about Ashrit that I found to be quite remarkable. He said, Ashrit just literally does everything right as a human and a student. There is never a compromise in his sincerity, ebullience, or effort. Every contribution and assignment is done to the best of his strong abilities with energy and ambition. So to hear a teacher say that about you is definitely quite something. He's also involved in other clubs and activities here. CHS, math team for all 4 years, the coding club, physics and engineering club, the science team, robotics team, and ASO. He's also a part of the CHS swim and dive team, for which he was named a scholarly athlete. On top of all of this, somehow Ashrit found time to publish his very own book. So Ashrit, can you tell us a little bit about the book, what it's about, and what kind of inspired you to do that?
Essentially, the book is just about Python, and it's sort of just a simplified way of explaining Python just for younger students, because when I tried to Google just questions online, a lot of it was just lots of technical knowledge, and I didn't understand it unless I asked my dad. And I know a lot of people don't have parents who are in the same field that they're
Can
just
you
interested.
explain what Python is?
Python's essentially just a programming language that you can essentially talk to a computer in. So it's like you can ask a computer to, well, there's a lot of things you can do with Python. You can make artificial intelligence programs with Python. You can just do simple calculations. You can make a game. You can do virtually anything with Python. And it's a very useful language that's going to be really important in the coming years with artificial intelligence and everything on the rise. So I thought it was a good thing to have people be interested in it, but also understand it, because there's lots of technical knowledge involved in it. And what I did with the book is I added just enough technical knowledge so that people would be able to, I guess, go forth with it and use it as a stepping stone, but not too much so that they won't even understand it.
Great, great. And do you want to just talk about some of your future plans when you leave here at CHS?
I plan on, well, I do want to continue with that book, and I do want to actually put it into as like a hardcover, because right now it's just an ebook.
Okay.
So I wanted to put it into as like a hard copy and just see where that goes. I do plan on studying computer science in college, and I plan on doing a master's in artificial intelligence. It's really one of my interests, and I'm fascinated by it, how a computer can just think like we can.
Great.
So that's what I plan to do in the future.
Well, believe it or not, our time is up.
Oh.
So, yeah, it goes by fast. So I want to say, on behalf of the Rotary Club, which sponsors the program, and the Chelmsford High Administration, congratulations on being one of Hawthorne Students of the Month.
Thank you.
Wish you best of luck this year.
Thank you.
This concludes our latest edition of Lions Pride. I want to thank our deans for their thoughtful words and beautiful summaries of each recipient. I would also like to thank the Chelmsford Rotary Club for their unending support of this great program. Congratulations to all of this month's Students of the Month. On behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary and the deans, thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next time.